Recently, units of the Ukrainian Armed Forces Unmanned Systems Forces, together with other defensive forces, launched an attack on the Nikolskoye oil pumping station in the Tambov region of the Russian Federation. The Ukrainian General Staff officially reported this. The attack resulted in a fire at the facility. Oil pumping through the Druzhba main pipeline was completely stopped. Nikolskoye is an important part of Russia's energy and economic infrastructure. The station is used to supply the aggressor's occupation forces. It is for this reason that the facility became the target of the strike. After the strike, Russian oil supplies to Hungary were suspended. Hungarian Foreign Minister Peter Szijjártó reacted extremely painfully to the incident, unleashing a stream of threats and accusations against Kyiv. The latest attack on our energy security is outrageous and unacceptable. Szijjártó said, no time frame for the resumption of supplies is known. Oil supplies to Slovakia have also been stopped, Slovak operator Transpetrol confirmed to Reuters. Druzhba is the largest Russian pipeline that supplies oil to Europe. In the Belarusian Mozyr, it divides into northern and southern lines. The northern one passes through Belarus, Poland, Germany, Latvia and Lithuania. The southern one through Ukraine, the Czech Republic, Slovakia, Hungary and Croatia. A few days ago, Ukrainian forces disabled the Unecha station in the Bryansk region, which is also connected to Druzhba. Analysis of satellite images shows a 50% reduction in the station's power. Key equipment without which the system does not function burned out. In addition, expensive oil quantity measurement systems SIKN number 714 and number 715 were damaged. Their restoration will take a long time and will require imported components. The final consequences of Ukraine's strikes will be felt not only by Russian companies but also by countries dependent on Russian oil supplies. Losses amount to 50 to 60 million tons of raw materials per year, which significantly limits the ability to transport fuel to Russia's allies. The Ukrainian Defense Forces continue to demonstrate high precision and effectiveness in attacks on the aggressor's military and economic infrastructure, reducing its ability to continue the war. Earlier, media reported that Unecha had stopped pumping oil. Ukrainian drones have already shown the holding company AK Transneft Product twice in August, on the 6th and 13th, that hard times have come for it. The target was the linear production and dispatch station Unecha near the village of Vysokoye in the Unechsky district of the Bryansk region as the central node in the Druzhba oil pipeline, which belongs to the above-mentioned joint stock company.
Russia launched a massive missile and drone attack on Kremenchuk city in Ukraine's central Poltava region on the night leading to Tuesday. Video footage circulated in Telegram channels shows the aftermath of the destruction. Poltava regional head Volodymyr Kohut said the administrative buildings of a local energy infrastructure site were damaged. Cruise missiles and drones were deployed in the attacks on the region. According to the Ministry of Energy, large-scale fires broke out at energy infrastructure sites as a result of the attack. Rescue workers and energy specialists are working to eliminate the consequences of the Russian strikes. The attack on Kremenchuk was the largest in the city since the start of Russia's full-fledged invasion of the country in February 2022. Tuesday's strike was among the series of Russian attacks on Poltava region. Earlier on August 12, Russia struck Kremenchuk with cruise missiles, with several explosions recorded in the city. Russia also hit oil refining infrastructure in the Poltava region on June 15 and 21. The fresh attack on Poltava follows the meetings held between Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, U.S. leader Donald Trump and European leaders to end the war in Ukraine. Russia launched massive air raids across Ukraine, killing at least 10 people and injuring over 30 on Monday.
The Ukrainian strike on the Unecha production and control station in the Bryansk region put 2 pumping stations of the Druzhba oil pipeline out of action at once. Satellite images recorded large-scale destruction and fires. This is not just a local incident. We are talking about a vital node of the Russian oil infrastructure through which millions of tons of raw materials pass. On August the 12th, a combined attack was carried out on Unecha using HIMARS and attack drones, according to local authorities. As a result, 2 pumping stations, a technical building, and adjacent equipment burned down. The fire was also confirmed by NASA satellite data, which recorded the fires until the morning of the next day. This is the 3rd attack on the facility since the beginning of the year. In March, a power substation was disabled, and on August the 6th, a drone caused a fire that was then contained. This time the damage was much more serious. Unecha is one of the key nodes of the 5,500-kilometer Druzhba oil pipeline, which supplies oil to the Belarusian Mozyr and the Russian port of Ust-Luga. The station is capable of pumping up to 60 million tons of oil per year, and its damage threatens the regularity of exports and supplies to the allied Belarus. For Russia, this means interruptions in the transportation of oil to export ports, a decrease in the stability of supplies to the Belarusian oil refinery, and new costs for urgent repairs that cannot be carried out on the fly. Each such attack causes not only direct material damage but also strategic damage. Russia is forced to redistribute export flows, losing time and money. In conditions where several refineries are simultaneously shut down or damaged, the attack on Unecha hits a vulnerable spot, a transport artery without which oil physically will not reach refining or export. Previously, a Russian oil refinery in Saratov, owned by the state-controlled giant Rosneft, has halted crude oil intake after a drone attack on August the 10th, Bloomberg reported, citing an informed source. Located in the Volga region, the Saratov facility has a design capacity of around 140,000 barrels of oil per day. Bloomberg noted that a prolonged shutdown could disrupt domestic gasoline supplies at a time when seasonal fuel demand is on the rise. Rosneft's press office did not respond to Bloomberg's request for comment. Russian media reported that in the early hours of August the 10th, a swarm of drones struck the refinery in the city of Saratov. Saratov region governor Roman Busargin said that Ukrainian drones attacked the city overnight and that there is damage at one of the industrial enterprises. Later, Ukraine's general staff confirmed that Ukrainian forces had struck the Saratov oil refinery, describing it as one of the key fuel infrastructure facilities of the Russian Federation, involved in supplying occupation forces with petroleum products. Since the start of 2024, Russian refineries have faced regular attacks from Ukrainian drones. In some cases, primary oil processing units have been knocked offline, requiring repairs.